Well, hello there, Quirky Birds. It's Lynn here, and time for another little fun video. Now, Valentine's Day is just around the corner, and I thought, let's just have a sit for Wellness Wednesday, and let's just have a sit and paint a couple of really nice and simple designs for Valentine's. So I've got a nod to the WI here and their climate change campaign and the show the love. So I've done it with some very simple daisies and kept it within a nice sort of green framed heart. So that's one of the designs that is going to be featuring in this video today. We've also got quite a sort of kitchen quirky little love heart design. And then a very simple little wreath design. And it's this design that we're going to start with first today. Now, the best way to do any of these designs is to have a little template. So I've just taken some time to cut out a very simple heart template. And this little heart is going to form the basis of all three of the designs today. So what we need to do for our very first design is we're going to work in the bottom half of the paper, and I've just got some A5 paper here, and I'm just going to position the heart just at the bottom of that paper, and we'll just lightly draw around the template using a pencil. Come all the way around the shape, remove the template, and you're left with a really nice symmetrical heart shape. Now, we've done things like this very similar before. We've made bookmarks, we've done a version of the Christmas wreath, but they really are so effective and so easy and simple to do. And it's a great warm-up exercise if you haven't painted for a little while. It's a very easy little warm-up exercise to do. So, grabbing your paintbrush, all you're going to do is just make a start by adding some different colours to your wreath. Now you're going to just paint a very simple little leaf shape. You don't need to reload the brush. It doesn't need to be too heavy with regards to the level of paint that you're applying to the brush. And all you need to do is just dot these leaves just around the heart shape. Just be careful where you're positioning your hand, because you don't want to kind of smudge and rub what you've already just painted. Don't think about it too much, just be quite fluid in your placement as to where you're actually applying the paint and creating those little leaf shapes. So you can then add in a second colour. So we've gone with the blue, so let's add a little bit of the green in now as well. Again, very simple. We're just going to step the green away from the blue leaves because you don't want it to look too static. So you want it to be quite fluid. Another one on at the top here. Let's go with the third colour now. Let's introduce a little bit of orange to the design. We'll just reduce the size of the leaves now. We'll add in a little bit of yellow. And we'll just work a little bit smaller. Just add some little small ones in. And just dot them randomly around the heart shape. Now we can add some little heart shapes to this design. So I'm going to pick up a little bit of crimson red on the brush. And the hearts themselves are again very simple in shape and how to paint them. All you're going to do is literally just start at the top of the heart and just bring your brush down towards you and just create that little V shape. So start at the top and then pull it down towards you and just create that little V shape. It's very simple. And we'll just dot those around the design. You can paint some bigger ones if you like. They don't have to be sort of fine and delicate. Bring some of those away from the edge of the shape. We'll just add a couple of larger ones just for a little bit of contrast. So let's pop a bigger one down at the bottom here. It's very easy to do it freehand from the brush. So we'll just dot a couple of larger hearts around. Let's keep it evenly balanced and we'll just do 5. Okay. We'll just finally pop another couple of leaves in, just very lightly in 1 or 2 places. I've just gone with a paler sort of ochre colour. Nice contrast against the primary colours that we've used. Now your choice of colours, you can choose to keep it fairly monochrome. You could even use things like shades of purple. You could use the shades of green. You can choose your colours as to what you would like to use for your design. It's quite nice to have some vibrant colours going on. There we go. Okay, now I'm going to let that dry and we'll come back to that in just a moment to add some further details. It does look a little bit sort of dotty at the moment, but we can add some movement and some different alternative shapes to that design in just a moment, but we'll pop that to one side and we'll just let that dry. And then we will make a start on another one of the designs. Now the next one that we're going to do is the little sort of show the love heart, the little daisy heart. Now this is perfect for not only a Valentine's card, but it's also really nice to do for a birthday card as well. And again, it's a very, very simple and very quick and easy design to do. So starting with your little template again, and this time it's in the middle of a piece of A5 card. You're going to just draw around the outside of the shape of the card. Just use the pencil like so. There we go. Now again, we're going to be working freehand from the brush. And the first thing that we're going to do is just to put a series of little yellow dots throughout the shape. So just use the tip of the brush and you can just dot at random little yellow circles. You can bring one down at the bottom. And we'll just move that around, just dot that around. Like so. Now once you've done your little dots for your centre of your daisies, you can then add in some stems. So again, just using your brush, and I haven't changed brushes, I'm still just going to use the tip of the brush. You can then just add in just some stems, but you can also add in a couple of nice linear leaves. Create that little bit of movement and bring the leaves out the other way as well, so they're not all just on that right hand side. You could use a little bit of grey if you wanted to. You can introduce a little bit of the grey colour. So we'll just work on those shapes that we've got in first. We may need to add some more. We'll see how we do. Come back to the colour green. More of the green, just weaving those stems through the design. like so. Okay, now I'm quite happy with that at the moment, so I'm going to leave that as it is. The next thing that we're going to do is just to do a nice light wash just around the outside edge of the penciled line on the heart. So again, just taking your paintbrush, and I've just got a little bit of yellow and green mixed here. So that's all I'm going to be using is this yellow and green wash. And we'll just paint in a line. I'll just move it around actually. So you just paint in a line, follow that pencil line, and then some cloud-like movements. And we can just manipulate that colour. We'll come around again. If your paint's too dry, then once you've actually painted your line, just wet your brush and just work with a wet brush to create the lovely wash. Oops. Come round again. Like so. We'll just go round it again in just one or two places just to add in a little bit more depth of colour. Really is quite an effective way of doing a nice outline, this is. Again, you can change the colours. And of course your flowers in the centre don't have to be daisies. You could actually put some little red petals on it. You could change the centres of the colours. So I'm quite happy with that at the moment. So I'm just going to let that dry, and then we'll come back to that again in just a moment with the fine liner details. But we'll pop that again to one side. And then we'll bring in the final design, which is just this sort of cute and quirky little love design. Again on A5 paper. Again, just using your little template again, and we will draw around the outline. Like so. Now this one's a little bit different because this one we do actually draw to begin with. So we just need to be drawing in the letters. And the letters are made up of a series of sort of balloon shaped kind of letters, as well as a little love heart too. So again, very, very simple and easy to draw out. So for your first letter L, you can start with the angle. So you can start with that right angle, like so. And then all you're going to do is just round the top off of both the lines. And then we'll bring that down and into a point. And we'll just spend a little bit of time just making sure we get that shape right. You can do multiple lines. Oh, excuse me. You can do multiple lines and then just erase any of the lines that you don't feel as though are right. So we've done our letter L. Now all of the letters are layered, so we'll just need to do the O. And again, we'll just sketch that lovely shape of the O. And then this, on the centre of this one, we can just pop a little love heart. Now the V is an actual heart itself, so we can just do the V to one side. There we go. And then lastly, we just need to do the letter E. Like so. Okay. So when it comes to the painting of your little design, again, it's really quite simple. So we'll start off with the letter O. We're just going to work in layers. We'll outline the heart. And we'll also come around the letter L. I'm just going to create one or two little highlights on this. I'm not going to paint all of the area in a solid colour. So we'll just have one or two little areas, little chinks of highlight using the white of the paper underneath. Now the letter E we can do just using some very simple little lines, or you can do a solid colour, it's entirely up to you. But I'm just going to use the tip of the brush and just paint in some little vertical lines across the letter E. There we go. We can put some polka dot spots on the L. I'll put some little half shapes on there as well. And then lastly, we'll paint in the love heart, sorry. I just want to be careful that they don't bleed together, so I'm just leaving a little bit of a gap. And again, let's have a little bit of a highlight on there. Okay. Now again, we can add in some little heart shapes to the design. So we can paint in some of the little hearts, but we'll just extend them a little bit and make them a little bit bigger this time. And put some smaller ones in as well. We'll pop some at the top. Okay, so again, we just need to let that dry and we'll come back to that in a minute and add the ink details to that. But whilst that's drying, along with the daisy one, let's bring back the first one we've painted. And that's looking quite nice and dry now. Let me just check that little heart there. Right, a little bit tactile, but we'll push on ahead, it's fine. Okay, so what we can also do with this little design is we can add in some little silver dots. So I've just got a metallic marker here and we'll just pop some little dots around. And then we can start to outline the details. So pen-wise, because it's nice and illustrative, I would go with a 0.5. So you can work finer if you wanted to, but we'll just have that lovely bold black outline. And we'll just go around each of the little leaves and also the heart shapes too. The little dots that you've drawn on, you can also outline those. And we'll just work our way around the entire shape. And just turn it round and work on the other side. And like I say, it is easier if you turn your work around, and then you're going to avoid any potential smudging. I mean, of course, I've kept this very, very simple today. You can add a few more details if you wanted to. You could add some little floral decorations. So you can make this as embellished and as detailed as you wish. But sometimes it's just quite nice to work quite simply and therefore quite quickly. And you actually achieve quite a nice looking card. Move that round to deal with the top. Now you'll notice that I've left a little bit of a gap here just on the top of the heart, and that's because I'm just going to write the word love in that top corner. Now what we can do next is we can just add some lines using the ink pen with some little heart outlines on the end. So just randomly take those through the design. And you can just add in those lovely little outlines. We can then also add some little sprigs, so we can do a couple of little lines with some little seed head dots on the top. Little heart there that I haven't outlined. And then you can change your pen and go down to like a 0.2 or a 0.3. And all you're then going to do is literally just sort of squiggle over the top, just to create that little bit of movement on that shape. And then we can just add a little bit of detail to the top. And again, I'm just going to write the word love. Only this time we'll then add it onto a little bit of string. You can pop a little heart on the top there. And there we have it. One little, very simple, but really quite effective little wreath design. Perfect for Valentine's Day, or even just a general sort of sending love, best wishes, that type of thing, if you wanted to create it as a little greetings card as well. So that's your first one finished, so let's pop that just over there to one side. And we'll bring in the little daisies next. Just check that those are all dry, yeah. It's just that little one there. Now, of course, you can actually let this dry a little bit longer. It's just that with me recording, they're still a little bit tactile, but they're okay. Okay, so when it comes to your little daisies, again, very, very simple and easy to do. So all you're going to do is outline the centre of the daisy itself, and then using your black pen, you're going to create the petals, like so. You can then add in the stem, and also outline the leaf. So we'll repeat that on all of the others. And the idea is that you don't kind of need to be too precise as far as the daisies are concerned. They're actually quite effective when they've got different size shapes of petals. They just have a certain look about them. So we'll carry on. We'll just layer up the different daisy shapes as well. I've got some over the top, some underneath. It's got another little leaf there, no outline. And then the last little one. I'll just put a couple of little dots of pollen in the centre of those little daisies. And then there we have it. Now you can, if you want to, outline the heart with ink as well, or you can just lightly erase that pencil outline away. But again, very, very simple, really, really effective, and a design perfect, not just for Valentine's, but would also make a great greetings card as well. And it's just so simple and so effective to paint and illustrate. So I'll pop that over with the others, and then we'll bring the last one in. Okay. Now with this one, we're just going to make a start by just drawing in some little black felt outlined little hearts. So I'm just going to pop one or two around the design. I'll bring one up here. Okay. And then we can make a start by just outlining the little heart shapes. So again, I'm still working with my 0.5 pen. Now we're going to add a little bit of string to these little red hearts and just join them up to the top of the heart shape. I'll continue using the 0.5 pen and we'll just outline the letters. And we'll just detail the stripes as well, so we'll just put a little black line adjacent to the red one that we've painted, just to give it a little bit more detail. We can outline that little highlight. And then we'll also outline the polka dots. Now we can add some little bows to the strings. And it's the same on the ones that are attaching the letters. And then the last thing that we need to do is we can just outline the heart shape itself. Again, turning it round if you need to, just to make sure you get that really nice steady line. There we go. And there we have it. 3 little illustrated card designs in around about 15 minutes each. So we've got the little quirky love one, we've also got the nice daisy one, and then also not forgetting the little wreath as well. I do hope you've enjoyed these, and I do hope that you're going to have a go at painting them yourself. And I do hope that they bring an awful lot of joy and a little bit of love to the recipients that you are sending them to. Thank you for joining me. Enjoy your painting.